doubting whether people will receive you. You start to doubt, well, people don't really want what I have. People don't want to hear me. Nobody's showing up on my lives. Nobody's commenting. Start to tell ourselves that they don't want it. What I have to offer is not valuable. They don't want it, right? You can't look at those metrics. You cannot look at it, those metrics, as the gauge of whether people are going to receive you. Our job is to sow the seed. Our job is to keep showing up and sowing the seeds. And then we are to leave the results into God's hand. The outcome is His, right? So here are some things, though, that you can do that are practical steps that's going to help you to stop doubting whether or not people will receive you. Let's give you a few solutions to help you feel received, because I get it. When you don't see any comments, when you don't see anybody on the lives or on the replays, I get it. It can kind of break your confidence a little bit, right? I get it. So, but here's some things you can do to start feeling received. All right? Biblical truths. First, show yourself friendly. The Bible says if a man wants to have friends, he first has to show himself friendly. Now, when we're in person, that's a lot easier for a lot of people, right? Because you can go up and start the conversations, you get a small talk, you do the chit chat, right? Here's what I want to tell you. On social media, you have to do the same thing. Latoya says it's making sense. Melanie says, hi there. Sorry I'm late. We're glad to have you, Melanie. Glad that you're here, that you're joining us. We're talking about those doubting Thomases, Melanie, the thoughts that come when we're operating in that doubting Thomas spirit, right? And how the impact can have on our business. And so we're on that third type where we're doubting whether or not people are receiving us. So the first solution for us to start feeling is we first have to show ourselves friendly. And that's not just in person, because we are out here in these social media streets building our businesses. So we need to start showing ourselves friendly in social media. How do we do that? We start to connect authentically. Remember in that framework I told you about? I begin with clarity, then I talk about connecting. You got to connect. And the way you start connecting is show up on people's timeline and start to, when they put a post out there, and engage on those posts, comment, share your thoughts, give them encouragement, give them feedback, let them know that you like what they're dropping, right? You like what they're sharing. That's how you're showing yourself friendly. All right. The next thing to help us stop doubting whether we're going to be received, another solution. Understand your way of connecting. This helps you to show up in your most authentic self. What do I mean by that? My husband and I yesterday were talking, and he had his first session with his coach. And his coach was looking at the way people receive him. And one of the things that stood out to him was that he's very strong with people saying that they remember him and the fun times. That's how people connect to him, the fun times. He really is. He's that fun guy. He loves life. And he just naturally is the fun guy, right? He's the fun guy. Well, I'm not the fun girl. So if I start trying to be the fun girl, if that's how I start to present myself, now don't get me wrong, I like to have a good time. But if I'm trying to show up in my husband's personality and not in who I truly am, then people start to see she's not real. And we don't make genuine connections, right? So you want to identify what's your authentic way of connecting. Guess what, y'all? I'm a pretty amazing triager. What do I mean by that? I mean that when I think about what people say in the relationships, what do they say to me? They say, Stephanie will have your back, right? Stephanie is the girl who will have your back. If you want to connect with somebody that's going to have your back, that's me, y'all. And so I have to learn how to then connect in that method that people say, yeah, I want to connect with her because I know she's going to triage. She's going to have my back, meaning she's going to help me get solutions. She's going to help me work through stuff. She's going to be there with me till the end. That's how I show up and connect. I'm being my most authentic self. And that's how you'll start to see people really do want to receive me. It might not be the droves, it might not be the masses, but who doesn't want somebody that's going to have their back? Come on, y'all. Who doesn't want that? See, these are the doubts we're crushing. The enemy wants to tell us that nobody wants to receive us, but we're crushing those doubts. They do want to receive you, right? Eva says, be true to yourself. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. We're trying to get to the authentic person that you are, especially in business, because you want to build your business on who you are and not these pretenses, so that when you show up, you love coming and doing what it is that you do for the kingdom. All right. And then the final solution I want to give you for helping you to stop doubting whether or not people are going to receive you is to receive others. You reap what you sow. So we have to practice acceptance. I work to meet people where they are, right? So I accept, it's like marriage. My husband has some amazing qualities. He has some mediocre qualities. He has some qualities that aren't that great. And the same applies for me. And we learn to accept all of those qualities. Now, does that mean that we don't help one another to grow and be better? No, that doesn't mean that. But what it means is that I'm going to love you. I'm going to like you as you are. And as you are growing, I applaud that, right? So if we start to, receive others and practice acceptance, the word comes right back around, and we start to feel that we are received. It's the law of reciprocity. It's the law of reciprocity. Eva says, I've been focused on how I can monetize, but God is telling me to serve, and he will take care of the rest. Absolutely. Absolutely. When we start serving, and I mean giving the seeds, right? Sowing the seeds, then the results are God. Doesn't mean that we don't price our services, because we still have to price our products, right? Doesn't mean that we don't share our offers, but we want to be focused on service. We want to be focused on valuable service, right? And then God, he is the God of the outcome. Eva, that was my word last year. I usually have a growth word every year, but last year in 2020, God told me to trust the God of the outcome. And so what ended up happening, I want to share this with you. What ended up happening was, as I began to just sow, I gave the service, and I didn't get focused on trying to make stuff happen. I had one of the best years in business in 2020, with all the corona going on and with all the different things that looked crazy going on in 2020. God was giving me double in my business, because I began to serve. I began to focus on sowing those seeds, and I left the results to him. So take that word to heart, Eva, and just Focus on serving. Let people know your offers, right? Price your products. Let them know your offers, but focus on serving. Thank you guys for joining in on today. I enjoy our kingdom trainings and I hope they are valuable to you. God bless.